Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ahmaad Crump, your on-court announcer for your Cleveland Cavaliers. Thank you guys for joining us as we begin 2022. Various teams around the NBA and the WNBA are joining efforts to host Team Up for Change, which is an initiative centered around social justice and driving change within our own respective communities. This year, the Cleveland Cavaliers have invited young changemaker Nia Terrell to join us here today. And we also have a very special guest. We have Senior Director of Basketball Administration, Miss Lauren Marvinney, in a conversation to talk about her sense of personal purpose in her own life right here in Northeast Ohio. So just want to say thank you guys for joining us. Lauren, she's going to relate to how Nia's essays relate to the sports world and today's landscape as well. So Nia, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so Nia, for those who don't know, Nia is a 2020 Stop the Hate Essay Contest finalist. For those who do not know, the Stop the Hate Contest is run by the Maltz Museum, which is a community partner of ours, and engages students in our community to speak out and stand up against unjust situations. At the time of the submission, Nia was a senior at Brush High School over there in Lyndhurst. Go Arcs. So Nia, can you share a little bit with us what makes you who you are and a little bit about your background?
Yes, so I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I went to Euclid City Schools in about kindergarten and middle school. And the summer before my high school freshman year, I moved to Lyndhurst, Ohio, which is when I started to go into Brush High School. And basically, I didn't know what I wanted to do post-grad. I knew that I kind of liked math and science, but I really didn't want to go into medicine. So engineering was definitely my path. After watching the movie Hidden Figures, I really discovered that I too could be an engineer and definitely went down that path. And I'm currently studying at The Ohio State University right now, and my major is computer science and engineering.
Wow, that is great. That is absolutely great. Can you share with us your experience that prompted you that you wanted to bring change to your community and pretty much submit that essay?
Yes, absolutely. So my junior year of high school, I was enrolled in this career tech program where I went to another high school for half a day and learned basically like the basics of programming and computer technology. And I noticed that there were not a lot of girls in the class and there were not a lot of people of color in the class. And I looked around me and didn't see too many faces that were familiar. And I knew that that kind of needed to change. At my own home high school, there weren't a lot of computer science classes offered. So I wanted to bring about a Girls Who Code program to change that and offer more access to students who wouldn't have it before.
Wow. So you're full of passion for closing the gender and racial gaps in technology. So what have you accomplished so far, and what are you hoping to accomplish with your computer science degree when you do achieve at Ohio State?
Yes. So previously through the Girls Who Code program as a student facilitator, I was able to teach some girls at my high school the basics of Python programming language. So I taught us how to make our own little built-in calculators, different like web design things as well, the basics of HTML and CSS. Just giving them that head start opportunity that comes in such handy when you get to bigger levels like the college level of computer science, things that some students walk into completely blind to and have a lesser advantage of if you're not exposed to those concepts earlier on. So I really just wanted to make that change and give those girls the opportunity to come in already knowing some previous knowledge.
Wow, that is so great. That is so awesome. Now, Lauren, Lauren, we've worked together for many years. Lauren started with the community relations team, and she was awesome at her job there. And the basketball operations saw this gift in her where it made Lauren, she's the highest ranking female in the history of the Cavs front office. And still one of the only few that can speak a bit about how the NBA and the Cavs are working to accomplish. So exactly what Nia is working for as well. So Lauren, can you actually speak to that?
Yeah, first, Nia, I just want to say congratulations on all of the success that you've reached so far. It's people like you that will keep this world a better place. So I appreciate everything that you're doing. And yes, Ahmaad, it's been a pleasure to work alongside you for so long. But I think really it's working for someone that believes in all of these things, right? And I think that's what we have in both Kobe Altman and JV Bickerstaff on the basketball side. They both believe in creating an environment for people like Nia and myself to be successful. They don't want to just hire someone to check a box. They truly want to believe that it's an environment where they can come in and be successful. And so not just by believing in diversity, but the inclusion piece as well, right? So making sure that it's comfortable. There's a locker room for females there now, which there never used to be. And same thing at the arena downtown. So really just trying to make sure that it's an environment where people are comfortable and they're set up for success.
That is so great, Lauren. That's a great story. So Nia, what are your concerns? What concerns you the most about the community?
Yes. So I know in my essay, I touched on this a little bit. Growing up, just having my mom remind me things, going into the grocery store and make sure like you don't have your hands in your pockets, don't look like you're stealing. Really the things that worry me the most are like prejudices and judging people before we get to know them. How a person can view you, just see the color of your skin, the way you wear your hair, the way you speak, and automatically make assumptions about who you are. And I really just want to change that and just make sure that people see you for who you truly are and don't just look at a label or look at the outside package and just automatically assume what's inside of the box, but for everyone to just have general respect for other people without making prejudices or predetermined judgments.
You know, we've been living that way for a long time, you know, and I thought by now in 2022, those days would be over. Unfortunately, we haven't got past that. So hopefully with your efforts, we can get on the other side of that. So what are your hopes for the long-term future of the technology community?
Yes, my hopes for the long-term future are for the technology community just to be more inclusive and representative of who the country is as a whole, because it's so important to have the people behind the screens making all these algorithms that dictate our daily lives. I mean, like criminal recognition software, traffic stop software, cameras everywhere, just like tracking everything. We just need to make sure that the bias that some people carry doesn't translate into code and algorithm. So properly having people reflect everyone that all this technology is affecting is very important. And I just want to see the people in the offices coding behind these computers to properly represent who I see daily around me in my community.
I can tell you the one thing I do hate is those traffic cameras. I get so many tickets by that. I absolutely hate those things, but we're going to get past that. Hey, Lauren, what you want to add on to that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think the future should be, you know, representing and bringing attention to people like Nia, right? Continue to hire people like Nia that are all about the right things, pushing for change in just their industry alone. I think it's amazing to me that Nia is already aware of the inequities that are in the industry that she wants to go into, and she knows exactly what she wants to do to change them. And I think too, I really just hope that the future involves more listening and people's willingness to ask questions instead of assuming, right? I think that's where we get into not trouble, but just I think assuming is where we lose our opportunity and ability to create as much change as we possibly can. So I hope that there are more people in the future that will listen and ask questions to create a good environment for Nia to be in.
So true, so true. Hey, Nia, question for you. What drives you to be a change maker?
Yes, what drives me to be a change maker is to think back when I first wanted to get into computer science and going on YouTube and looking up like a day in the life of a computer scientist. And because I like to research videos before I do anything, I go on YouTube before everything. And I would see, you know, some day in the lives. And I was like, I kind of can't relate to you. So then I would type in like girl, day in the life of computer science, or like Black girl, day in the life of computer science, and really not seeing a lot of it. So it's hard to envision yourself doing something when you don't see someone who necessarily looks like you or talks like you, comes from the same background as you, doing the thing that you want to do. So I want to be that person to some other little girl or a little boy, anywhere, honestly, it doesn't matter, but them to see me and be like, oh, she's doing that, I can do it too. So I think that's what drives me to be a change maker.
That is so great. Lauren, you being the highest ranking female in Cavs history, you're definitely a trailblazer as well in the organization. Talk about what makes you a change maker.
I mean, I think it's people like Nia that want to work in a better place, right? And want an environment that is for them. I can't wait to watch Nia's YouTube series about girls who code in the professional world, so that there is something for someone that comes behind her that knows exactly what they're getting themselves into and what to expect when they hit the workforce. So I think it's truly people like Nia that want to work in a place that's for them. I think we see a shift in hiring right now, where people are really looking for a place that's for them, not just a place that's a job. So I really think that it's that pushes you to make sure that we're creating a place where people really want to be.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I feel the same way. I'm one of the first in-arena hosts in the NBA to work full time for the organization. So, it's not only about the games. A lot of people, they think that it's just about, getting on the floor and just grabbing a microphone and yelling and screaming and whatnot. But there's a lot that goes into it. You just have to, you got to believe in the product, number one. And, you just got to make an impact. You have to take that mentality that, there are some fans who don't want to come watch the game. Some fans just want to come there just to get the free t-shirt, just to say hi, or just to get a high five or whatever. You never know what's going on in somebody's head before they come inside the building. So I take that as a personal challenge, just to say, hey, hey, come in here, and it's my job to make you forget about the outside world. And I think I've trailblazed that with the NBA. I'm one of the few hosts in the NBA that's been able to actually work full time with the organization, not just in game ops and other different departments as well. So, so Nia, back to you. So, what are your reactions to the young person's comments?
Yes, to what Lauren has said, I really just admire her and what she's doing, what all she's accomplished within the organization. And it's really like people like her, seeing them be in the higher ranks, being in the rooms where people make, big decisions and have big talks and everything. Seeing that is really inspiring to me and shows me that if I put in the work and the dedication, that I too can get there in whatever company or organization I choose to partner with.
This has been so great, ladies. So inspiring to all the people who are watching, and future leaders under you guys as well too, because you both are definitely trailblazers in the path that you guys are taking. Thank you, Nia. Thank you, Lauren, for joining us today. Today's Huddle conversation. We look forward to recognizing you, Nia, at our game on January the 17th. When the Cavs take on the Brooklyn Nets. So thank you for everything that you do. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. Take care. Go Cavs.